All right, good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, February 13th. And as usual, we'll be going over analysis for US 30, gold, and also EU. And let's see. Um, Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Uh, Let me look at something real quick. Hopefully this time I remember to go live on YouTube because I always forget to do that. Let's see, this is that. Um, Okay. So looking at the daily bias for US 30 is bullish. The last closure was bullish, but you can see due to the sell-off this morning after CPI was released, we did form a daily SAR right here. So possibly US 30 beginning tomorrow might turn to bullish. I'm sorry, to bearish. So right now, I'm still looking for buys because remember, you need the closure below or above an SAR in order to change the bias. So personally, for today, I'm still going to be looking for buys. I'm going to be a little bit careful because I don't want to force anything, knowing that we have this heavy selling pressure. Gold daily bias is bullish as well, but same thing with gold. We might be closing below this daily SAR. So gold might be turning bearish, say beginning tomorrow. EU has been bearish for a while. The US dollar is heavily bullish. Um, okay. All right. So here for US 30, I had sent this markup before the live session in the Discord. So we do have two double SARs here. So this is, to me, this is possibly one of the last. Actually, we do have a bunch at the bottom, but here we might get a rejection off of this zone. So I'll be looking to buy US 30 at around this zone right here. So possibly either get a test and rejection entry or break and continuation entry. But right now, we really don't have anything either on the 15-minute or the 30-minute right here on my right. And if we go to gold, same thing for gold. We don't have any SARs currently where gold is, even if we look to the left. So gold might just keep free falling. And I think we got to under 2000. So I think it was what, last week, either Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, I did mention that gold was probably going to come down to the low 2000s. And due to CPI today, we did see that. The other one, EU, not really. I mean, I'm not gonna be trading EU as much anymore, but EU here, there's really nothing. It's away from all this bearish SAR. So nothing on the 15-minute, nothing on the 30-minute. So today I don't see a trade on gold and EU on the 15-minute and 30-minute. US 30 might give this trade on the 15-minute, but even for this particular trade, you'd want to be careful because US 30 is pretty bearish for now. But not to say, I mean, the best thing with this volatility, it wouldn't take a lot to hit, for example, TP, because these candles are pretty huge candles. So we'll just wait on that setup. On the hourly time frame, nothing for US 30. On the hourly time frame, US 30. Looking at the hourly time frame, US 30 might come all the way down here for any rejection. So if 38,314 doesn't save it, the next stop for US 30 is 37,900 zone. So US 30 might keep free falling. And the thing with CPI compared to NFP, NFP normally retraces uh, before New York, but CPI, whatever direction CPI takes, price keeps moving in that direction. So I wouldn't be surprised that by Asia session, US 30 is at 37,900 area. But on the hourly time frame, there's no entries for US 30. On the hourly time frame, no entries, no buy entries for US 30. On the hourly entry, no buy entries for gold, unless you switch here. Actually, we do have a zone here for gold. 96.4. No, that's too big of a zone. Yeah, so no zone for gold as well. No buys. For EU, on the hourly time frame, this is a break. So this candle has broken a lot of SAR zones. So yeah, for EU, I wouldn't push it as well. So let's just see what happens at US 30 at this zone, because this might be the only trade setup for today that we do get. Let's see. So here we'll possibly get a break and continuation. I'm sorry, test and rejection entry here. US 30. Oh, there's that. So there's this zone at the bottom here. So this would be a possible test and rejection depending on how price goes right here. And this zone, so this candle already closed below. So to get an entry up here, this would have to be a break and continuation. So at this point, just waiting on either that or wait on this. See one of those two. Um, mm, mm. What else? What else? Mm, the- Yeah, gold is dropping. That 1995. Excuse me. Mm, Wait. Mm, Right. Now goes that candle. So this would be the test candle, but we needed to test into that zone. Let's see, couple zones. Mm, mm. Right, so this is the first 15-minute candle. So what I'll do, I'll delete this, and then I'll mark this up as possible test and rejection. Let's see, test and rejection by. So for this one, we need this 15-minute candle to close above here, and then the next 15-minute candle to close to test and reject above here. So we need two 15-minute candles to not close, two consecutive 15-minute candles to close above here. So this would be the first one. So if this candle closes below this zone, then the setup would be invalid. If we wanted to trade the same zone, it would have to be a break and continuation setup. So this this 15-minute candle needs to close in the next 8 minutes or 9 minutes. This 15-minute candle needs to close above here, above this zone I drew. And the next 15-minute candle also needs to close above that zone. So even to take this trade, we'd have to wait for another, what's that, 25 minutes. And there's literally no other setup. Gold or EU, depending on what you're looking for. For me, I'm looking for buys on gold, buys on US 30, and sells on EU. So none of neither gold or EU or nor EU have any
Are you gonna need
setups.
safe for
What else? Yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Because right now it's just a matter of waiting. What is ah, I thought we were gonna get more entries by now. Also, let me go over the CPI. The CPI. So in the Discord, I had marked this up. So normally for CPI, during CPI, so there's two ways to do it. So you can either do it on the 5 minute or the 15 minute. The 15 minute is normally safer, but the 5 minute can be quicker. So normally what you'd expect during the CPI release, what I normally look out for, I normally look out for the direction the first 5 minute CPI candle takes. So in this instance for today, the first 5 minute CPI candle was, let me turn off this. First 5 minute CPI candle was bearish. Now, what I normally do, I normally expect the next 5 minute candle to be bullish. And if the next 5 minute candle is bullish, I would then get into a sell to ride price down because after trading, I've probably traded like 30 CPIs or something. So the pattern of CPI is normally either this or of course the opposite, right? So if the first 5 minute is bullish, normally expect some sort of retracement and then push back up. And normally CPI does not retrace to pre-CPI levels normally. Of course, there are times it does, but of course, for the most part, it does not. So today, I was looking for a sell on US 30 based off of this 5 minute candle, but the next 5 minute candle was not bullish. So that's why I did not enter the sell. I know I'd sent it in the Discord, but I did tell you guys that I'm not in the trade. I was just using it to journal how the trade or how such a setup moves. But that's what you would expect. So whether it's on US 30, whether it's on EU, whether it's on gold, typically it's this, you want that kind of move. NFP, on the other hand, how I trade NFP, I normally wait before whatever direction it takes. I don't normally trade any news candle for it. You normally wait for price to come back to pre-NFP levels, and this normally happens before New York Open or sometimes during the New York session. So even here today, even on the 15 minute, it didn't give me the bullish candle after the heavily bearish candle. So I expected this next 15 minute candle to be bullish. And if it was bullish, I would have entered the sell on US 30. But this is just one of those times that that pattern that I drew out for you guys did not play out to the T. But normally, just put that in your journals, and I've sent this in the Discord time and time again. During CPI, whatever direction the news takes, normally you don't get any retracement, and you want to trade towards that direction. NFP, you can try and catch the reversal maybe at around 9 a.m. or like 30 minutes before New York Open, or sometimes after the New York session has already opened. So here, I don't think, let's apply back those levels. So I'm not sure. It doesn't look like this 15-minute candle will come back up and close. So I don't think we'll get a test and rejection entry. In any instance, we'll probably get a break and continuation entry. So if this current 15-minute candle closes below this double SAR zone, the zone is still valid, but the entry, you'd have to now wait for a break and continuation setup, which means you'd have to wait for a 15-minute candle to break and close above this zone, 38,317, 314 area. And then you'd want the next 15-minute candle to also close above that zone for it to be that break and continuation. Looking at the 30-minute chart, so sometimes you can tell where some of these instruments are going. So you can see we have this double SAR region right here, 38,200, 38,182. So this might be a 30-minute region here. 38, 182. The bottom one is 152. So no. So it's this one. Yeah. And you can see previously, if you look to the left, that's why we had some nice demand that was picked up before this heavy continuation to the upside. So that's, to me, then it now looks like that's the next stop for US 30, 38,200 area. So somewhere down here. So 38,200. So it looks like the entry might be on the 30-minute time frame. But if we do touch here, we'll probably see a huge rejection, a quick rejection on US 30, because that's the last one of the last areas that caused price to pump up. So, and given that it's a 30-minute candle, so if this happens, we would have to wait for like an hour for any trade setup to validate, because this is the 30-minute time frame. So again, it's just a matter of patience. Today, I haven't taken a single trade yet. So for me, it's just a matter of patience. So we'll just wait to see how this 30-minute candle closes. If this 30-minute candle closes, what time is it? It's 10 a.m. So in the next 40 seconds, I would want this 30-minute candle to test this demand area, or this double SAR region. And if it does test that, maybe I can wait for another 30 minutes for the candle that would validate at 10:30. But if in the next 28 seconds, this candle does not drop all the way here to 38,200 region, then I'll just call it a day for the live session, but I'll be looking to trade those zones after or later on. So what we would want to see is this, and something like that. Yeah, so that 30-minute candle did not come all the way down here. So you'd have to wait for however many 30-minute candles will get to this zone right here. So it might be this next 30-minute candle, which is to mean that you'll probably have to wait like an hour before getting an entry on this 30-minute chart. But that's the markup right there. I'll send this to the Discord. I'll copy that. Yeah. All right. If anybody has any questions, whether it's on Zoom or excuse me, the live session on YouTube, feel free to ask. But other than that, that will be it for me for the live session. If I do take any trade later on, because if this 30-minute does validate later on, I will take it. If I do take it, I'll send it out in the Discord as an official trade, either in the indices channel or I don't see any gold or EU entries. So today, probably just the US 30 trade. So if I do get that US 30 trade, and if I do take it, if it does validate, I will send it out to you guys in the Discord. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. All right, see you guys.